The world had long dismissed legends as echoes of an imaginative past, stories whispered around campfires and written in forgotten manuscripts. Yet deep beneath the oceans and far below the crust of the earth, forces stirred that would challenge everything humanity believed about reality. For centuries, scientists recorded unusual seismic tremors beneath the Pacific and unexplained thermal surges under tectonic fault lines. Satellites detected swirling storm formations that appeared out of nowhere, vanishing just as quickly. These anomalies were filed away as statistical outliers, until the day the sky split open with emerald light. Across the globe, people witnessed a serpentine figure coiling through the stratosphere, its body cutting through thunderclouds like a blade through silk. News stations scrambled for explanations, while astronomers confirmed the impossible. Something massive and alive was circling Earth's upper atmosphere. Ancient texts from Hoenn folklore spoke of three beings: the Sky Guardian, the Sea Sovereign, and the Land Titan, locked in an eternal struggle to maintain planetary balance. Humanity had ignored those myths, choosing logic over legend. But logic faltered when oceans began to rise unnaturally fast and dormant volcanoes rumbled awake. The creature in the sky roared, and its voice vibrated through every radio frequency on Earth. The age of myth had returned, and the balance of the planet hung by a thread. The first to fully awaken was Kyogre. Deep within the Mariana Trench, pressure and darkness had concealed the colossal leviathan for millennia. Its body shimmered with bioluminescent patterns, glowing veins tracing across sapphire skin like living constellations. When it stirred, entire currents shifted direction. Submarines monitoring deep-sea activity captured fleeting glimpses of enormous fins slicing through black water, but none survived long enough to transmit clear images. Tsunamis struck coastlines with unnatural precision, as though guided by intelligence rather than randomness. Marine biologists were baffled. The oceans behaved like a single organism responding to a command. Fishermen in Indonesia spoke of seeing a glowing whale larger than islands, its eyes shining like twin moons beneath the surface. As Kyogre ascended, thunderheads abandoned their models. Nothing in recorded data explained this phenomenon. Then came the first confirmed sighting, a satellite image revealing a titanic, whale-like entity breaching amid a cyclone, water spiraling around it like a crown. The creature's cry resonated through sonar systems worldwide, a haunting, ancient call that seemed to declare dominion over the seas. The Sea Sovereign had risen, and with it came the threat of a drowned world. Ancient call that seemed to declare dominion over the seas. The Sea Sovereign had risen, and with it came the threat of a drowned world. Far beneath tectonic plates, Groudon answered the ocean's uprising with fury. Buried in magma chambers beneath the Pacific Ring of Fire, the Land Titan's awakening began with tremors that escalated into catastrophic earthquakes. Entire mountain ranges shifted overnight. Lava burst from fissures in patterns too symmetrical to be coincidence. In Chile, explosive volcanic landscape along the Pacific Ring of Fire, jagged mountain ranges cracking and shifting, magma fissures glowing symmetrically, rivers of molten lava carving paths through obsidian terrain, seismic shockwaves rippling through Earth, volcanic ash and smoke clouds towering into storm-dark sky, cinematic geological chaos, ultra-detailed textures of molten rock, cracked earth, and volcanic smoke, high-contrast crimson, orange, and black lighting, epic planetary-scale land upheaval. Realism. Groudon, the Land Titan. Gigantic crimson reptilian titan with magma-lined armor plates, glowing lava cracks across body, sharp angular claws, fierce prehistoric face with burning yellow eyes, standing amid volcanic eruptions and rivers of molten rock. Pacific Ring of Fire volcano field. Explosive volcanic landscape with rivers of lava, cracked obsidian ground, thick smoke clouds, glowing magma fissures forming symmetrical patterns. Volcanologist observer. Field scientist in heat-resistant suit, ash-covered protective helmet, intense focused eyes, holding thermal scanner, dramatic red-orange volcanic glow reflecting on face. Storm clouds evaporated overhead, leaving behind cracked earth and suffocating drought. Satellites captured images of a colossal reptilian form standing amid rivers of lava, roaring at the sky. The sound registered as both seismic and atmospheric disturbance, bridging earth and air. Humanity watched helplessly as coastlines redrew themselves in real time. Two primordial forces were reshaping the planet, each undoing the other's work in an escalating war of elements. Governments declared global emergencies as infrastructure collapsed under environmental extremes. Coastal megacities faced annihilation from Kyogre's endless deluge, while inland regions burned beneath Groudon's merciless sun. Crops failed. Power grids faltered. The United Nations convened an emergency summit, though diplomats struggled to accept that mythical beings were responsible. Yet evidence mounted. Thermal imaging revealed patterns resembling ancient carvings from Hoenn temples. Archaeologists uncovered murals depicting a green serpent descending from the heavens to quell a battle between sea and land. Rayquaza, the Sky Guardian. As if summoned by collective desperation, the emerald dragon reappeared, coiling through the ionosphere. Unlike Kyogre and Groudon, it did not attack indiscriminately. Instead, it observed, its golden eyes reflecting storms and infernos below. When lightning struck its body, it absorbed the energy, scales flashing neon green. Pilots reported turbulence stabilizing whenever the serpent passed overhead. Meteorologists noticed storm systems dispersing in its wake. Rayquaza seemed to embody equilibrium, neither favoring ocean nor continent. But it remained distant, as though waiting for the conflict to reach its peak before intervening. Humanity realized the terrifying truth: they were bystanders in a war older than their species. As Kyogre and Groudon clashed directly, the collision of their powers unleashed phenomena never before recorded. When tidal waves met expanding continents, steam exploded skyward in columns visible from space. Lightning storms crackled continuously along fault lines, forming electric rivers across the horizon. Entire ecosystems vanished within hours. Coral reefs surfaced only to bleach instantly under volcanic heat. Forests ignited, then were extinguished by torrential rain moments later. Scientists coined a term, elemental oscillation event, but language felt insufficient to capture the chaos. Each titan appeared driven not by malice but by instinct, ancient programming embedded in their very essence. They were embodiments of planetary processes magnified beyond comprehension. Humanity's attempts at intervention, missiles, sonar pulses, electromagnetic disruptors, proved futile. Technology felt fragile against beings who shaped continents and oceans. In the midst of the turmoil, Rayquaza descended lower, its massive coils spiraling between thunderclouds. For the first time, it roared directly at the battling titans. The sound reverberated across hemispheres, shaking glass in skyscrapers thousands of miles away. It was not merely a warning, it was a command. Rayquaza plunged into the heart of the storm where sea met magma. Witnesses described the sky turning emerald as its body radiated ionized energy. The dragon moved with impossible speed, weaving between tidal surges and volcanic eruptions. When Kyogre unleashed a beam of concentrated water pressure, Rayquaza deflected it with a vortex of wind that redirected the blast harmlessly into the upper atmosphere. When Groudon raised pillars of earth skyward, Rayquaza shattered them with sonic booms generated by its wings. The battle became three-dimensional: sea below, land rising, sky intervening. Satellites struggled to track the energy signatures, which resembled auroras merging with lightning storms. Rayquaza's scales glowed brighter with every strike, as though feeding on atmospheric electricity. Unlike the other two, it seemed guided by strategy rather than raw instinct. It positioned itself between ocean and continent repeatedly, forcing each titan to confront its counterpart without overwhelming the planet entirely. Humanity watched in awe and terror as myth unfolded in real time. Gradually, the intensity shifted. Rayquaza coiled around both titans in a spiraling descent, its body forming a luminous helix that connected sky, sea, and land. Energy pulsed outward in rhythmic waves, synchronizing the chaotic forces. Kyogre's storms began to subside, rain softening into manageable showers. Groudon's magma cooled into solid rock, heat dissipating into warm winds. The dragon's golden eyes burned with ancient authority, and its roar carried not anger but balance. For a brief moment, the three beings hovered in suspended harmony, water shimmering, earth steady, sky clear. Scientists recorded an unprecedented stabilization in atmospheric pressure and tectonic movement. It was as though the planet exhaled after holding its breath for millennia. With equilibrium restored, Kyogre descended once more into the abyss, its luminous markings fading into darkness. Groudon retreated beneath newly formed mountain ranges, its crimson glow dimming as magma chambers sealed. Rayquaza lingered longest, circling the globe in widening arcs. As it passed over devastated regions, storms cleared, and ash clouds parted. Farmers looked upward from flooded fields. Survivors stood amid cooled lava plains. The emerald serpent's presence felt protective, almost watchful. Then, with a final streak of green light, it vanished into the upper atmosphere, beyond satellite range. The sky returned to blue. In the aftermath, humanity faced a transformed planet. Coastlines had shifted, new islands risen, deserts reshaped into fertile valleys. Scientists revised textbooks, acknowledging forces once deemed fictional. Governments invested in planetary monitoring systems inspired by ancient lore rather than dismissing it. Archaeologists re-examined myths worldwide, discovering similar trios of sky, sea, and land deities across cultures. Perhaps these beings had surfaced before, guiding balance when nature tipped too far in one direction. The event humbled humanity, reminding them that Earth's equilibrium was delicate and deeply interconnected. Though the world rebuilt, a quiet vigilance lingered. High above, telescopes occasionally captured flickers of emerald light dancing among auroras. Deep-sea sonar sometimes recorded distant, melodic pulses. Volcanologists felt subtle tremors that seemed less threatening and more like heartbeats. The three titans were not monsters, nor saviors, they were guardians of natural order. When imbalance threatened existence itself, they rose to correct it. Humanity could only hope that next time, they would have learned enough about harmony to prevent such cataclysm. For now, the legend lived not as myth, but as memory, a reminder that sky, sea, and land are forever entwined in an ancient pact to protect the world.